When you're flat on your back, movement is limited, regardless of effort. When you're on your side, movement becomes available again. This position shows up everywhere in jiu-jitsu. This video is about learning how to move effectively from there. Shrimping builds that by keeping the hips mobile and changing angles. I'm isolating shrimping here, not the bridge, to improve this movement. When this improves, everything else follows. Shrimping isn't an escape, it's a movement skill. The goal isn't to slide away from someone. The goal is to stay off your back while your hips stay mobile. This is where effective movement actually starts. This position is the base everything else builds from. When you switch sides, the challenge is staying organized. If you flatten out during the transition, movement breaks down under pressure. Learning to stay connected while switching sides is what makes shrimping work. Most effective shrimping comes from changing angles, not big movements. When we switch sides, there are brief moments where we flatten out. That's normal. The goal isn't perfection. The goal is minimizing how long we stay there. As movement improves, those flat moments get shorter. Staying connected while changing angles keeps the hips involved. That's what allows movement to stay available under pressure. This is how shrimping becomes reliable instead of rushed. Once angle changes are solid, shrimping starts to create real space. Backward shrimping lets the hips move away while staying organized. The focus isn't urgency, it's maintaining structure as space opens. Forward shrimping uses the same mechanics with a different intention. As long as the hips stay involved, movement stays available. This is where shrimping directly supports guard recovery. Sometimes space isn't the problem, position is. Reverse shrimping brings the hips back underneath you when they drift away. The movement is smaller, but the intention is clear. You're not escaping, you're recentering. When the hips reconnect, movement becomes available again. Before adding pressure, it helps to use feedback. The wall gives immediate information about your movement. If you flatten out, movement stops. When the hips stay involved, movement stays available. This cleans up the movement before testing it with a partner. Now the same movement is tested with the partner. The partner is standing and the contact stays light. I'm using the ankle as a reference, not to push hard. If the shrimping stays organized, the movement holds up. This is the same shrimping we just worked on. Nothing changes, just the environment. When this movement transfers to live grappling, it becomes smaller and more efficient. That's what allows movement to hold up under pressure.